Alright, welcome back. We fixed those production issues and we are into the game now. Now, as you can see, Team Barn lining up on the blue side to help leash Flavors Evans himself. Now, pre-game talks, the blue team noticed that Flavors tends to have a very similar jungle path, so we're going to see if they can get a prediction off when he ganks top lane. We're going to see if Matt and Sean can do a little bit of a wombo here. Matt doing a classic blue buff start with a small leash from Sean. Only a little bit of help. Now, we're going to see if Evans can get a faster clear because he did have the bot lane assistance. So while he is able to kill the blue buff slightly ahead, it doesn't look like it'll be a massive difference because Nunu is just so good in the early game at clearing. Now we have Nick in the mid lane going in on Ore. These players are the stars of each team. SUGMA, V Barn, MVPs facing off against each other. So we're going to see a lot of that in this whole game. Here we just have Adam's classic Senna doing a little zoning action in the bot lane. Very annoying to play against, I can speak from personal experience. And then we have Kyle stacking up the Draven axes. We're going to see if he can cash out quickly. Kel's on the Varus, not something he's traditionally known for, but we're excited to see what he can do. And now in the mid lane, it looks like we're going to catch the tail end of a kill. We're going to actually rewind this and see if we can understand what happened a little bit better. So it looks like Nick is just farming, applying pressure. He dashes in with E, hits the passive, and then hits the Q ignite to get an easy kill on Ore. My god, wouldn't want to be that guy in the comms right now. Evan's currently pathing up towards the Raptors, though. It looks like he's done a full clear of his bot side, but did not opt to get that scuttle. Now, the scuttle gives reduced XP and gold in this patch since the last scrims we've seen, so this might be an adjustment thanks to the training, the hyperbolic time chamber. Big damage coming out from Kells and Brock in the bot lane, actually showing some dominance, but Adam and Kyle are not fazed by it and still opt to push forward. Evans getting that red buff, and looks like he's pathing towards it. He's going to go for a full clear before taking a single gank, while Matt, already doing a clear of his own, is coming in for a gank. Level 3 in the bot lane. He has the red buff. He hits the snowball. He's getting the slows onto Kyle. We see the flash blown. We've seen the exhaust, and it looks like they're going to get away. Brock hits him with the ignite at the end a little bit, maybe just to ensure that they have to back off. But it looks like all that gank accomplished was the blowing of summoner spells. And now Ore back in the mid lane. He's actually going to have an item advantage on Nick right now, which is going to have a little bit of help here, but not too much, as it seems that Nick is able to quickly equalize out, and Matt comes in for a gank, set up with the E, hits the passive, but just not enough damage, or he is able to flash out. Now Matt looks to be going right towards Evans. Evans going to hit the Q, but remember, he can't quite go all in yet, doesn't have that ultimate, so he's unable to really apply as much pressure as he wishes. Now he's just going to sit mid, kind of hold the lane until Ore can return. But Nick has none of that. Just immediately tries to dive in. Now we're up in the top lane, a little bit of an island so far. Gonna see the Yorick Camille matchup. Camille probably the stronger in that situation, but we're gonna see if Brandon's lack of experience in this type of situation playing against Yorick is gonna come into play here. Nick still shoving the wave, trying to make Ore lose as much XP and gold as possible. Sean going very aggressive, spawning the minions as quickly as he can and traps him in the E. Now this does not look good for Sean, unless he can kite back. Matt comes up from the river though and hits the E. It looks like this is going to be a clean kill for Team SUGMA. While Evans has been spotted in the bot lane, those pings indicated that they noticed him on the wards. Blue team is shoving, but it seems like they still can't make anything of it without the Diana ulti yet. Comparing farm, it looks to be pretty even between Kelvin and Kyle, which is an ideal situation for Team SUGMA. Kelvin is not traditionally known for his ADC work, and so they were a little bit worried about this going into the game, but he seems to be holding his own for now. Otherwise, we still have Ore on the Annie, not something that he traditionally plays. We were expecting to see something like a Fizz, but Team SUGMA was able to target ban the MVP of Team Barn. Now you might be wondering yourself, why is the red team known as Team Barn? This is actually due to how many young men they're able to fit within the team. No, there will not be any further explanation. Now Sean seems to be showing complete dominance in the top wave. Look how he's cleared the wave and is now proceeding to shove it in, not afraid of Evan's gank. But in the mid lane, Ore appears to have gone too aggro, hitting level 6 and falls to a gank swiftly. Now, back in the bot lane, we still have Big Chunk, aka Adam, and Kyle Killer Rage shoving in the wave. It looks like Matt is starting to path his way back down, but Red is pinging, indicating that they know his general position. However, it appears he's just going to the Krugs as he thinks he was spotted out, and the red team is going to continue to push. Now, Nick is actually ultless and still in the mid lane, pathing towards the dragon, maybe? No, he's actually going to recall on a pink ward, but Evans thinks he could be going towards bot. A lot of confusion in the comms, it seems, but now Matt is pinging his indication to go up through mid. This is going to make them very suspect of if the blue team is going for dragon right now, but he's just clearing the scuttle. He gets level 6, that's actually quite big. But he is sitting on a ward, so the bot lane is safe. And Adam is going to show that they know his presence through the emote, and Evans tries to sneak up. Unfortunately, not able to connect the Q to follow up, but we're going to see what plays out. Nick has returned to the mid lane, and it looks like he's attempting to dive on Ori, but misses the E. While Sean has gotten a good bit of poke in, hit the E through some little cats towards Brandon. He seems a little bit confused still by what Yorick does. Now Matt going in with the E, a lot of damage coming out. It looks like a kill will be had on to Kyle. Very good, but Brock goes down to the turret. Fortunately, no assist for Kyle, so the red team isn't fully benefiting from that. But Evans is pathing down. Oh, but he doesn't seem comfortable going in quite so blindly with just the support backing him up. He blast cones out of there, and it looks like he's just going to farm the wave. Back in the mid lane, see it's still about even. Ori not really being able to use that ranged advantage due to Nick's positioning. Anytime he gets within a certain distance, Nick seems to dive in with the E, like we're seeing now. Hits the passive, hits the E. Ori drops the ulti, gets the stun, the QW ignite. Is this going to be enough to kill him, though? It looks like Nick will barely survive. Ori manaless, though. If Nick can get in position, he can actually get a good kill here. Nick looks to be angling for the kill. He's going right towards Evans. Matt is there, though, but Evans seems to be going directly for... Oh, the Sin ulti almost connects. Gives a good shield. Evans going in on Matt. Clearly at a stronger point right now in the 1v1, but Nick is still there. Now Ori has regained some of his mana and appears to be pushing the wave in, posturing. Oh, but Nick dives directly and uses the Diana ulti, gets the Q passive combo, and secures the kill. Ori did not know, I believe, that there was a ward there and thought he was in fog of war. Now Evans recalling, while bot lane, Adam has returned. Both bot laners have gotten a chance to buy some items. We see Draven picking up the Quiver, building towards what could be a shield bow or a Quicksilver, anything like that. While Varus, very much more linear build path. But right now we see Brandon going, he gets the stun, Sean misses the cage, but he has the ulti and a massive wave pushing. He misses the E, none of his minions are attacking. The Camille ulti comes in and will, unable to get that last bit of damage that would actually kill Sean or stay within the ulti. I think if Brandon had chosen to stay inside his zone there, Sean would have been locked in and tanked an extra tower shot and actually gotten a trade kill there, which could have been nice. Other than that, Kyle was swiftly pushed out of the bot lane through the poke of the Varus Morgana combo. Actually, very impressive poke damage they can roll out. Now we see Nick going in yet again, trying to maximize that advantage and just absolutely chunking Ore as if it's nothing. Ore didn't even have time to build up his stun, but Evans is in the mid lane. It appears there is no ward. Nick does not know. Evans is able to adjust. But he misses the Q. Now Matt is coming down from top river, recalling, just there in case, posturing. Sean TP's top, but we see Adam going in to get some good damage. Now this is something that's going to play in more as the game goes later and later, is the Sin's damage advantage in the lane. But before we see any kind of something like that, we're going to see Nick actually gank bot lane. Looks like this is going to be a pretty simple double kill. He hits the E, connects the Q. Oh, actually, Nick goes down. It's a trade kill onto Adam, but not something we'd expect to see from Nick. He pings that his W was ready, but it appears he wasn't in range to actually connect with the melee attack to regain that fat health like he loves to. Now Sean is getting ganked. It appears he's gone quite aggro, but he's got the E flash, but the Camille follow-up with the E stun. The Diana, Ore comes in to help finish with the Tibbers ulti. That was a solid gank execution. I don't think Ore actually needed to be there. He could have been shoving mid, getting some more plates, but it's good. Since they didn't have eyes on Matt, they weren't certain of his position, so having him there for backup can't hurt. They're going to actually secure 2 plates off this turret and possibly go for the third. Now, this gets increasingly harder, as the more plates you take off a turret in a short period, the tankier it actually becomes. So right now, that turret has 390 armor, a substantial amount to try and damage through, and they're actually just going to go for this entire turret right here. So you increase to 515. Ore actually getting the back off. Nick has already turned to mid lane, and Matt was attempting to show bot, relieve some pressure, but Sean just walking back. He's no longer going to have an outer tower. Now Matt was able to secure the first Infernal Drake, giving them a nice bonus to their damage. But we're going to see if that was worth it to the massive gold deficit that's actually come off here. See Brandon clearing out a pink ward in the top lane. Adam getting shoved in, not a lot he can do against both the Morgana and Varus by himself, as the Senny needs a little bit of focus drawn off of him there. That's what the ADC helps provide. Now Nick, again, shoving in the wave. Getting ready, he wants to dive onto Ore again, kind of assert his dominance a little bit more, but Evans is deep behind him, and this could be bad for him. He dashes out with the E, but the anti-stun connects. Oh, the Camille stun just comes short. Nick blows his flash to escape out of that gank. And now we see Camille, Annie posturing towards the bot lane, getting the pink ward off. Now 2 pinks in the bush. They detect Matt, I believe. And back in the bot lane, we see just more of the same farming happening while Brandon returns to the top lane. Oh, Brandon going in again under tower on Sean. A much better trade going on this time. There's a fight in the bot lane as well. Sean able to turn it around, though. Whereas the red team does secure a kill on Varus. Trade for Draven, though. Appears to be just the supports now. Adam can't quite chase them down. We're actually going to rewind a little bit so we can understand what happened in the bot lane here. So it appears that both lanes were farming. Then we see the Morgana Q actually connects with Adam. Then the Varus ulti actually aimed towards Adam, hits Kyle, but he just instantly goes in. Draven axes and the ulti. Massive damage. The Sin ulti follow-up able to finish off Varus and secure the kill. Now we're going to see what happened in the top lane. We see Brandon does a smart play, goes in under tower to get that extra damage, hits the ulti. He should have ultied a little bit earlier and locked Sean under tower range. Because of that, York was able to heal from both Grasp and his Q, and able to save himself. See the dead ass coming out of Brandon as he can't believe what just happened. Now Evans is pathing up towards Sean to try and clean up the kill, but I don't know if he'll be able to get there in time. And Matt is following, which could actually be bad for Evans. Yep, it looks like Sean is going to just get away. Now it appears Brock did die in the bot lane, but we don't actually care about that, so we're not going to bother rewinding. Yes, as the captain of Team SUGMA, Brock is actually the weakest link. The captains for this game between Team Barn versus Team SUGMA were actually designated as the worst players on each team. They thought this would help in the draft phase. We're going to see how that plays out in the matchup of Kyle versus Brock. Now we see Evans continuing to clear his jungle, but he is deeply behind Matt and farm by a whole 12 CS. Ah, what a deficit to overcome. Oh, another attempt at a gank, but just not quite able to pull it together. He really needs that stun to connect first from Ore so that he can go in with the Q ulti combo to lock him down. Now, neither top laner has their tower, and it looks like Sean is posturing. But the maiden gives it away from the bush, unable to actually prevent her from attacking any enemies. Ore pinging that his lane is missing. It looks like Brandon is going down towards mid yet again. Will be spotted out on that ward. And now they know exactly what's happening, but Evans is coming from the other side. They could try and pincer him in, but I'm uncertain if that will be able to work. It appears that Evans is going to give up on that and go for a bot lane attempt. They don't have any wards in the tri-bush, and while Matt thinks that he's coming in for a clean gank for his team, this may quickly turn around, but the damage on Kyle is swift. They're not able to actually finish the kill, though, and Evans comes in to get a swift assassination on both Brock and Kelvin. Matt with a sliver of health. And if they can stall this out, Adam could actually pick up the kill with his ulti, I believe. Now Sean going in on Brandon again, just Ore dying to Nicholas yet again. Classic things you see here, and a 3-man pack is going up towards the Silas. He's incredibly low, and this would be a big shutdown for the red team. Not objectively, of course, more mentally. And Evans is able to dash in and secure the kill onto Nick. Just in time for the dragon, actually. Which is going to put the blue team in a bit of an awkward situation. Sean is deep in the top lane and can't quite make it to the pit anytime soon, so he's going to just recall. Matt is coming in to attempt to steal this dragon, it looks like, but it's going to be very difficult. Draven, even while 0-2, can still actually put out massive damage to a character with such low, well, just not low armor. But Sean actually makes it in for the top lane, and the blue team is able to secure the dragon based off the red team's cowardice. They actually completely back off, not wanting to engage in a 3v2 without eyes on the enemy bot lane, who were in position to join the fight, but they might have been able to pick up a kill or two first. But Sean is very strong, and it's understandable that they don't want to fight him. Now Brandon's being left alone to farm the top lane, try and catch up, and Kyle and Adam are staying here, but it looks like Sean is just going to walk up and Q them. Evan's coming in from behind, but he doesn't have the damage. But he might. He's able to pick up a trade kill onto Kelvin, and Brandon runs in to get a kill onto Brock before being inevitably killed by Sean, it appears. Now, out of this, in a 3-for-2 situation, I actually think that might benefit the red team more. Draven and Brandon were already worth very little money, and they were able to get a good kill onto Brock and Kelvin, who recently reset their gold values. Stepping back to the mid lane, it appears we're about to have a gank by Matt, but Ore sniffs it out. But they might still be going for this regardless. No, the E speed boost is going to get him just at a distance, and now with Evans here to back him up, it seems unlikely that a fight's going to break out. Now Nicholas is sitting here with the Annie ulti, just in case anything happens in mid lane. Now, an important thing to note is that he can't get the stun that is key to many Annie initiations, because he has no way of building up the passive. Silas will only take the ultimate ability. But still, Tibbers v Tibbers puts him at quite the advantage, because Annie's kit without the ulti is a little bit lackluster compared to Silas. And it looks like he's going to immediately drop the ulti and dash out, but he gets stunned by Ore and can't follow up. Adam comes in to throw the binding chains, similar to Morgana's binding chains, but some would say better in their AoE capabilities to get multiple targets rooted. Brandon positioning himself for a flank as Ore and Adam retreat to the second tier tower. Oh, we see a root from both teams. Nick flashes in to instantly burst Adam down, but it looks like Brandon and Ore are going to get the kill on Nick. Now we have Evans getting caught out between Matt and Sean in the top lane. The secondary tower is already dead, so they're going to spawn the Rift Herald and attempt to take this inhibitor in the top side, applying a lot of pressure on Team Barn. Kelvin is still farming the bot lane for some reason, and Brock appears to be going with him. Now Brandon has stepped up to stop this, but he is monumentally weaker compared to Sean and Matt, and will not be able to stop us on his own, which is why Ore and Kyle have to step in. Herald goes down without actually taking the inhibitor, and the blue team backs off for now. But Kelvin and Brock appear to be stealing the Gromp camp, I believe. Yep, on a ward, so it's known where they are. And Brandon might be running in their direction to try and get a kill. Looks like Kelvin is going deeper into the jungle. The red team seems to be on the hunt. Kelvin has been spotted out by Adam, who's pursuing, but Adam shouldn't be able to catch up very easily. Go get some good poke damage. Brandon going in. He connects the E. He actually gets the stun. Kelvin might have to flash here, but the Camille ult shuts it down. No flash available, and they're able to kill him. Now the blue team is doing the Baron during this time, though, and are able to secure an important objective at a trade of Kelvin's life, which personally I believe is worth it. Matt goes back to farm more of his jungle, continue to grow his gold lead over Evans, who started out with a very strong start as the Diana jungle, but appears to be falling off as he attempts to save his teammates. It's actually teamwork that is proving to be the downfall here of Team Barn. Whereas the more solo player oriented style of Team SUGMA appears to be what they need in these games. Just kind of leave Sean, leave Nick to do as they want around the map with their winning lanes. Sean is actually drawing a lot of pressure. He has 4 people in the bot lane, and Nick is just now rolling up. With the strongest players on Team SUGMA, I think they could 2v4. But Evans does appear to be flanking from the back. He starts to back off now. Sean's just going to get a recall. Let's see what the red team's up to. Soon, the next dragon will be spawning. This is going to be an important one. Now, with Sean and Nick here, it's a little bit much for the red team to try and just burst their way in head first. But the Maiden is down. And there's no wards from either team, but it's been swept. So the blue team is securing this, and they do dragons very fast thanks to the new Q, the Silas damage from the passive ability combos, and just Yorick being fed. Now we see Evans pathing up towards his red, not a lot to do there. Nick and Matt and Sean all on the flank trying to catch out Adam, who is going to be an easy kill. Blows the flash for no reason and dies. Kyle is running all the way back to the inhibitor tower to actually recall. Actually been proven that if you run as far back as that turret, you should just continue to walk to the fountain instead of recalling and save a few seconds. But it's understandable that they don't know these strats. They've been in the hyperbolic time chamber so long that some of the macro plays have been lost a little bit in the skills they've gained with their reaction timing and just overall improvement, connections with the champions. We see Matt securing the scuttle for the bot side river, and the top side has not spawned yet, but as soon as it does, I'm sure the blue team will secure that objective as well. Nick getting himself the blue buff. And it appears Kelvin was pushing the mid lane, almost ran into some trouble with Ore and Brandon. Kelvin might be the weakest member currently of Team SUGMA, but he's still a threat due to their lack of armor and resistances. Brandon sees Sean was going to pretend he didn't, just kind of, nah, but Sean hits the E, says, oh, come back here, boy, and he just proceeds to one-tap him straight to the head, but now Sean is getting surrounded. We have Ore coming in from the front, getting hit by the E, and almost going down just to the minions alone. Actually goes down to just Yorick's thralls. Evan doing his full combo can only take Sean to half health, and Adam taking him to about a third before he's going to go down. Sean is just too much at this point, and Matt hits with the flash ulti to secure the kill onto Evans. Nick hits the Everfrost root to allow an easy E follow-up stun and secure the kill on Kyle. This has been an overall bungle or disaster for Team Barn, as it looks like the blue team may just intend to end right here. They have minions coming in from the top lane, thanks to that inhibitor they took, and they continue to kill them on spawn as they find that Sean's low health is actually much tankier than they expected. Nick dives in on Ori, hits the E, gets the Ignite off to secure the kill. Adam going in. Can Tibbers finish? No, Tibbers is passed onto another target entirely, and Adam goes down. Looks like Team SUGMA will take game 1.